Hey guys, it's Drewberry here, and today I'm bringing you some info on the new location, Jotunheim. So this location just came out yesterday, and it's a featured location, so it's going to have a 40% increased rate of showing up in your game. So it's really important to kind of build your decks around it or add in some tech cards so you can take advantage and win more cubes. So I got 3 cards, one from each pool that I think is worth teching in. If you have 11 cards in your deck, you're trying to figure out what else to fill, throw one of these in and it should help you out, at least win this location. So Jotunheim is after each turn, cards here lose 1 power. Big note, this is a permanent debuff. So if this card were to move elsewhere, it's not just attached to that location, it'll move and carry that debuff. It's a permanent -1 power each turn. I love this location. I think this is a great idea for location. So simple, yet has such an impact on the game. Like they say in the game, if you play early, it might be a detriment because all of a sudden, if the location hasn't been revealed and it's Jotunheim, then you're gonna get like a -5 card from your turn 1. So be on the lookout. Don't play cards too early unless it's a part of your strategy. Overall, destroy decks seem to be the way to go because you can destroy everything on turn 5 or 6 and you don't have to worry about that debuff. So like Death Wave is one of the most popular meta decks in the game right now. I don't have the cards for it to show it off, but I do. If you do, I recommend playing that. But here's 3 cards. So I have Colossus in pool 1. Colossus doesn't get debuffed, so he's a great option to safely throw out there if you don't even know if Jotunheim's the 3rd location or not. You can safely put in there, and if it is, then you're fine, and if it isn't, you're fine, because it's 2 for 3 and that's pretty standard by the Marvel Snap standards. And then Hobgoblin. So Hobgoblin is going to accumulate that negative on your opponent's side. So normally he's just -8, which is actually a lot of value right off the get-go, but he's going to accumulate to -9 and then -10 by the end of the game. Pretty much single-handedly winning you that location. And because this has a negative effect, your opponent's not going to play a lot of cards there. They're going to avoid it, and they might even just wait until turn 6. So there's a good chance there's going to be an open spot. So I think Hobgoblin is an amazing card, right? It should be run in most decks. Another one is Debris. So in pool 3, there's Debris. She generates rocks at every other location other than the location that she's at for you and your opponent. So that's 4 rocks being spread out. It's really nice if you're running a destroy deck. You can put a rock at your Jotunheim. Not worry about it. Yeah, it's going to get negative, but whatever. You're going to destroy it later. But your opponent's rock is going to accumulate that negative effect, which might just ruin them in the end. So if you have like a Nova Carnage or you have some kind of Carnage play, then you have an 8 power Carnage by the end and they have a -4 rock and maybe some other things that they wasted their investment in. So I think these 3 cards are really great right now. Be sure to try them out. I have a deck list here. This is just something I kind of threw together using these cards. So I have all 3 of them in the deck, but I also have Infinite and Dracula. So the idea is Dracula actually won't accumulate that negative. He's going to change. He doesn't actually get buffs either. He always just becomes the set power of whatever card he discards at the end. So even if he's -5, it's not a problem. He's going to lose that. So I thought he would be a good addition as a backup, and then he discards Infinite. Alternatively, the reason I put this deck together is because if I'm doing the destroy route on Jotunheim, good chances I'm going to win that location because I'm going to destroy all of my negative debuffs and my opponent's going to struggle with that. But then I can pass on my turn 5 and play Infinite and probably win the other location, giving me my win. So I do have a game. Be sure to stick around. It highlights this deck and one of those 2 routes ends up happening. So be sure to check it out and I'll catch you guys later. All right, here we go. Getting into the game here. So again, the purpose of this deck, is really just to focus on Jotunheim. If you can't get that location, then it's kind of a dud. It's an amalgamation of like a destroy deck with infinite big stuff. Just playing for the location, right? Like these featured locations really do heavily swing your games. So look at my opponent right now. He just played Nightcrawler on a space that he didn't know, and it's Jotunheim. That Nightcrawler is going to get -1 if he doesn't move it. And if he moves it too soon, then it's kind of done its thing, right? Whereas I can set up Bucky Barnes and Carnage later. That's not bad. Do I want a Hobgoblin later? Maybe Hobgoblin somewhere else and just do the destroy plan on Jotunheim. Oh, he's going to put Nightcrawler on the far right. I don't know how I feel about that. Xandar was a good option. There you go, sewer system. Feels bad for him. Ooh, this is a good play. I can play Debris on Xandar, giving her +1. It's going to give rocks for his sewer system and Jotunheim. That's going to hurt my opponent big time, and I don't really care. It's not going to affect me much because I just plan on carnaging in the center and probably passing on turn 5 to play Infinite. That's my play. And you know what? Because I can foresee my next few plays, I'm going to snap. I'm going to snap. It's a bot again. It feels like all I ever play is bots. But regardless, here we go. So, ooh, the hood is not bad either. But I have nothing to do with him unless I want to really buff up my carnage, which isn't a bad idea. I'm going to pass next turn, and then, yeah, that's actually a great plan. So I'm going to put hood there, carnage. It's going to num everybody up in the middle. That should be enough power to swing. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And then I pass, and then I play Infinite on the left with Xandar. And hopefully that's enough. Really, the risk here is that if in the center, if they get enough power going. Iron Fist. Okay, that was a weird one. Again, if you don't have some of these cards, if you're in pool 1 and pool 2, a lot of them aren't too necessary. Basically, what I recommend is just looking for like a destroy strategy to the best that you have in your collection at the moment. And then a big payoff. I'm using Infinite. You could use Hulk. America Chavez, those are some early pool 1 cards that probably would do the trick. Again, you're going to be matched up against people of your same pool, so those options are probably just going to be as competitive as what I'm doing here right now. Not to say that this is a great deck, just highlighting this this location. Ooh, okay, so got caught thinking there. I almost played Hobgoblin because it doesn't seem like a bad idea, but it is, because Infinite is better, and I can't destroy anything. Professor X is nice because you kind of lock in location, but I have no follow-up afterwards, you know? So it's a pass. Just let it be. Just let it pass. It's a scary thing to do with Infinite, but it's a good one. He's going to punch over Craven. That is so dumb. That does nothing. Yeah, actually, it was like a negative for him. That was so silly. He needs 14 power in the center. He's not going to get that. Infinite's going to lock it in on the far left. I could almost Infinite on the far right, knowing that this is some kind of weird move deck that the opponent is doing. He's probably playing Heimdall, which is going to move everything to the left. And that all that +1 power might be an issue. So we're doing a little flip of the script. We're going on the far right. That should seal the deal. I don't think there's anything that he could possibly play that would beat this. And that should be 8 cubes. And there you go. Heimdall. He's going to shove everything to the right. Let's see if I would have had enough. I would have had 25. Seems like it. Because all those negatives carried over. These aren't temporary buffs. If these cards get pushed to the side or anything like that, they're going to carry these debuffs from Jotunheim. It's worth noting. But there you go. That's Jotunheim. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more. I'm going to keep doing these highlights, snap drafts, and all that fun stuff. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.